Well, I have some really good news that I am so excited about. I just had my last chemotherapy yesterday. I am done. Finally. 5 months in the making, 2 different sets of treatments, but I am done. Next step, surgery. I cannot wait for them to go ahead and take this cancer out of my body. But I also can't wait for this chemotherapy to remove itself from my system. It has wreaked so much havoc on my body and my emotions. Some things that I had to go through. The fatigue. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but I did have it. My first treatment was awful. I was down and out that whole week. Partly because I wasn't getting any real nutrients because I wasn't eating. But after that, once I did start eating and learning how to deal with the fatigue and just resting when I needed to rest, it did get better. So now it's pretty much as soon as I get home from treatment, I just go ahead and get in the bed because I know I'm not going to be any good that night. Next day I'm good. Day after that, iffy. So I just stop and rest when I know I need to. Some other things, I didn't have any nausea, thank goodness. Medication I know is what I can thank for that. The changes to my physical appearance, the obvious of course, I have no hair. As you can see, I don't really have any more eyebrows. Lost a lot of my eyelashes, have no hair on my arms, legs, no hair anywhere. So I definitely can't wait to get that back. My skin has changed, like, I don't know if you can see on my cheeks, looks like I may have a little rash or rosacea or something. The other day when I was at work, one of my coworkers stopped me and asked me if I had a rash or if my face was swollen. I didn't even know what she was talking about until I stepped in the restroom and looked in the mirror. I was like, man, something else I gotta look at differently. My fingernails, you see how they're dark in color, which is actually an improvement because when I was on that FAC, my first set of chemo, my whole fingers from about here on down were dark and my nails were much darker. But since I've been on a Taxol, both my fingernails and my toenails have lightened up, but they have gotten really sensitive. It gets difficult for me to touch hot or cold things. The other day I had to have my daughter button up my shirt for me because I couldn't do it. You know, I couldn't really grasp the buttons like I needed to button and unbutton the shirt. So from here on out, I try to just wear some stuff I can pull over my head. Some other things I had to go through. My tongue had gotten these dark spots on it. It was really gross looking. It's gotten better. It's not totally gone, but it has improved. They're not as dark and it's not as many of them. And that did change the way that things tasted. They gave me this medicine for it, but it really didn't help all that much. But that is partly why I have gained 15 pounds, so I am certainly glad that's over, so maybe I can start to lose some of this excess weight I've gained. But it made things taste funny. You know, a lot of people say that when you're going through chemotherapy, you have this metallic taste that keeps you from really wanting to eat. Well, I found it to be just the opposite. It was not really a metallic taste. It was just a funny taste in my mouth that I kept having. And so I would eat stuff to kind of keep that taste out of my mouth. I tried peppermints, but then I think it started to give me dental issues. So just anything I could eat just to keep that taste out of my mouth, which of course led to the weight gain, along with the steroids that I was on that kept me from sleeping for so many days. Uh, so yeah, I'll be glad to get rid of all of that. Also with eating spicy foods and things that really weren't spicy would cause my mouth to burn. And not the regular it's hot spicy burn. No, it was a real burn, like my lips, my tongue, my cheeks, just my mouth would burn. And so I would really have to try to watch what I ate, more bland things. Of course, those of you that know me know that I'm really hard-headed, and so if it was something I wanted to eat, I was certainly willing to suffer through it. So I have experienced mouth burn on most days because I haven't learned yet to not eat things that I don't want to eat, or that I want to eat, I should say. And really, I just can't wait to look in the mirror and see my old self back more than anything. People don't know this. Like when I go to work, I'm usually cheering, talking, laughing. When I come home with my family, I talk, laugh, and act like everything is okay. But when I'm by myself, sometimes I cry. People don't know. On my way to work, sometimes I cry. And it's not because I don't want to go to work. My job is cool. Most days I enjoy being at work. It's because it's a lot of times a struggle to get myself up and mentally ready to go to work, because I'm looking in the mirror. I don't see my old self. I've struggled to put on my clothes because I've gained all this weight. My wig doesn't look right because it's not my hair. Trying to draw in some eyebrows so I don't look funny. And sometimes I'm just kind of tired, and it's a struggle to just get up. Maybe I didn't sleep well the night before because of the steroids still in my system. And it's just a struggle. It's a struggle. And so, I'm certainly ready for that to get back to normal, because people don't understand the things that I'm going through physically, emotionally, and financially. This has been a strain on my family's finances. Trying to pay for a lot of these tests that I've had to take. Try to maintain my monthly bills while, my kids need things. Me or my husband needs things. I've had to buy a lot of pain medication over the last couple of months because of this tooth. And I had to buy some sleeping pills as well. So, that costs. That cost in my insurance does help, but I'm still paying out of pocket. And now that the new year has come, my insurance has renewed, and I'm starting from scratch as far as paying out of pocket. So, it's been a real struggle. But, as I said, the good news is I am done with chemotherapy. Yes. I'm moving on to surgery. I meet with my surgeon next week to discuss when I'm going to have it. And then after that, it's on to radiation. So I'm really excited to be moving on to this next step. I feel like I am well on my way to recovery. So stay tuned for more updates. To support me and my cause, please go to www.candlesforcancer.biz.ly. Drop me a few kind words or a small donation. Anything helps. I'm out.